But let's go into some predictions for this week. I mean, it's only 2 games. Vikings, Eagles. I'm going to say...
Doesn't get any better.
As a Patriots fan, I don't want Minnesota at their home stadium. But as a football fan, I want to see Vikings in their own stadium in the Super Bowl. Yes. Skull. I think Vikings win 31-28. Close game, shootout.
Oh, wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm going to go ahead and say that, first, my prediction, I want to go ahead and say Patriots are going to win the AFC Championship. I'm not going to get ahead of myself.
One team at a time, please.
One team
We got to show respect.
I think the Patriots are going to go and beat Jacksonville. It's going to be by 3. It's going to be at least a 3-point win. I don't think anybody's getting away. The 4 teams that are in the NFL right now, I don't think anybody's getting away from anybody right now. But I think New England.
What's your prediction for the Eagles-Vikings?
For Eagles-Vikings?
Yeah.
I want to just say that I want to believe that the Vikings are going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to give...
So you're going to lock in the Vikings?
I'm going to lock in the Vikings for going to the Super Bowl, yes.
Okay, Brad.
So if I said Eagles and Jaguars, would I be insane?
I'm going to look at you a little bit funny, but...
we have New England's listeners here, so you might not be able to drive home safely tonight.
Well, in all honesty, I mostly go with complete teams. Vikings look like a complete team. New England looks like a complete team. I think they'll probably end up in the Super Bowl, and I would probably pick... I would pick the Patriots 28-24. I do have to say... I can easily see an Eagles-Jaguars game because all it takes because
the disrespect
because as I was saying throughout the program here is that all it takes is for those guys, Blake Bortles and Nick Foles, to get a click going, to start hitting some of their receivers.
The only thing
they will win that all season.
They
have is their defense. In my opinion,
the only thing Blake Bortles is going to be clicking with is his car keys, trying to find his vehicle outside Foxborough.
So Blake Bortles did well against the Steelers, but then there's no way he can do it against anybody else.
Let this sink in for a second. Blake Bortles versus Tom Brady.
Blake Bortles is the Tim Tebow of the playoffs.
That is one reason why the New England is going to beat Jacksonville. Tom Brady, Blake Bortles. Let that sit.
Yeah, I agree.
Let that sit. Let that sit. Coaching, the greatest of all time, Bill Belichick versus who? Who? Tom who? I don't think so. Reason number 2. Do I even need to continue?
I want to point this out. Because Blake Bortles is literally the Tim Tebow of this year's playoffs. Now, no, flashback.
I don't disagree.
Flashback. Denver Broncos play the Steelers, and Tim Tebow wins. The hype train goes flashing down. Do you know what team he played next and got stopped? New England. And Blake Bortles is on the same train with Tebow sitting there pumping the coal into the engine now. And they don't know that the train's coming off the rails when Bill Belichick's there welding the rails off the track.
Dude, they're just too smart. New England is too smart. Not to, fanboy or anything, but they're too smart. You cannot. They're not ready. I don't care what you say. They're not ready. Blake Bortles is not ready. Tom Coughlin is not ready.
I'm rooting for I'm rooting for the Patriots, but I can easily see Blake Bortles kicking it into overgear and all of a sudden just clicking with all his receivers, scoring a bunch of points, and winning the Super Bowl. I really do. I can see it. They did against the Steelers. They're going to keep doing it. They could. They really could.
There's a lot of coulds in football.
But
this is not a could that's going to happen.
It really could happen.
Could Tim Tebow have been re-signed for another year? That could have been a possibility, but Blake Bortles, after this, he's going to be done.
If what's kind of funny is that Eli Manning, it might become available in trade next year. And so this whole Peyton Manning, everything. So Tim Tebow, he went to the playoffs, and then He did not get re-signed, or well, he got traded because then they signed Peyton Manning.
#wrecked.
And then you have this year's scenario. They could obviously do the same thing, which is they get Eli Manning, and then they get rid of Blake Bortles. And so it's kind of funny how that goes down. But it'd be funny if Blake Bortles can just do something that Tebow didn't, which is win the last 2 games of the year.
All right.
He's mediocre.
Okay, so final locks. My picks: Minnesota Vikings and New England Patriots. Barry, final locks.
Final locks. I think New England is going to win the Super Bowl, and it's going to be with.
Okay, we'll go 1 week at a time here.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I want to get to the point
So New
here.
England Patriots defeat Jacksonville, and you said Vikings. Or is that your lock?
I think New England is going to beat Jacksonville, and I think the Vikings are going to win. It's going to be a New England Minnesota Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
And Brad,
All right.
final locks. We need locks.
My final locks. New England wins the Super Bowl against the Vikings.